BBC Breakfast, the popular morning news program, experienced a notable host shakeup recently, as both regular presenters were absent from the show on a Wednesday morning. The usual lineup of Sally Nugent, 53, and John Kay, 55, who typically present the news show from Monday to Wednesday, were missing from the iconic red sofa, leaving viewers wondering what had happened. This surprise change came as BBC Breakfast fans were accustomed to the familiar faces of Sally and John leading the show from 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., setting the tone for the day's news and current events. However, on this particular Wednesday, the audience was greeted by Nina Warhurst, 44, and Roger Johnson, 56, who took over hosting duties for the day. Nina and Roger, both seasoned presenters with extensive careers at the BBC, have stepped in for the regular weekday hosts on several occasions. Their roles as fill-in presenters for the popular breakfast program are well known, and the audience has become accustomed to seeing them lead the show when the usual hosts are unavailable. This isn't the first time Nina and Roger have taken over hosting duties, but it did raise questions among viewers as to why Sally and John were absent from their usual Wednesday slot. Sally Nugent, who has been a key figure on BBC Breakfast since 2021, was absent from the show for the second time in early 2025, sparking curiosity about her absence. Sally had taken over from the long-serving Louise Minchin, who had spent 2 decades with the BBC before retiring. John Kay, on the other hand, became a regular presenter in 2022 after joining the BBC in the early 90s. John had replaced Dan Walker, who left the program for a new role at Channel 5 News. The pairing of Sally and John has been a staple of the program for the past 3 years, and their absence raised eyebrows among regular viewers who have come to expect their familiar presence on the show. Despite the shakeup, BBC Breakfast continued to run smoothly with Nina and Roger at the helm. Nina, who joined the BBC in 2010, has had a varied career within the organization, first becoming part of the East Midlands Today team before transitioning to freelance work with BBC Breakfast. Her business-focused role as a presenter began in 2020 after Steph McGovern's departure from the program. Nina's expertise and experience in presenting made her a natural choice to step in and continue the show's smooth flow, even in the absence of the regular hosts. Roger Johnson, a veteran of the BBC with an impressive career that spans decades, also stepped into the presenter's chair without missing a beat. Roger first joined the BBC in 1997 when he worked with BBC South News. Over the years, Roger has contributed to numerous BBC programs, including Match of the Day, Final Score, and the BBC News Channel. His long-standing association with the BBC has made him a reliable presence for BBC Breakfast, particularly on Sundays and when weekday hosts are unavailable. Both Nina and Roger's professionalism and experience allowed the show to continue seamlessly, even with the sudden shake-up in the regular lineup. The sudden absence of Sally and John from Wednesday's show comes just days after another hosting shift earlier in the week. On Monday, the program saw a fresh shake-up, with Sally being joined by Roger Johnson instead of John. The unexpected change left viewers questioning what had prompted these shifts, but the show continued without disruption, thanks to the capable hands of the fill-in hosts. It wasn't the first time that one of the presenters had gone missing, as Sally had also been absent the previous week. These frequent hosting changes have sparked some curiosity among fans of the show, with some wondering whether there might be a deeper reason behind these temporary absences. While viewers may have been momentarily surprised by the changes, the smooth delivery of the news by Nina and Roger showcased the level of professionalism at the BBC. Both presenters have proven time and again that they are more than capable of filling in for the regular hosts and keeping the show running as smoothly as ever. The transition from one set of presenters to another was seamless, and the audience's trust in the program remained intact despite the host shakeup. Behind the scenes, these changes are likely driven by scheduling conflicts, personal reasons, or other logistical factors that require the occasional adjustment in the presenter lineup. For instance, Sally Nugent's previous absence last week and the change in presenters on Monday could have been due to pre-planned personal or professional commitments. The BBC is known for having a pool of experienced presenters ready to step in when needed, ensuring that the show remains consistent and that the audience still receives the high-quality programming they have come to expect. It's important to note that hosting a program like BBC Breakfast is no easy feat. The presenters are responsible for delivering the latest news, weather updates, and breaking stories, all while maintaining a warm and engaging tone that resonates with early morning viewers. The pressure to stay on top of current events, interview guests, and lead discussions with professionalism is immense. The ability of Nina and Roger to step in and take on these responsibilities without missing a beat speaks volumes about their skills and experience as broadcasters. Additionally, the regular presenters of BBC Breakfast, including Sally Nugent and John Kay, are not only tasked with presenting the news but also with providing insight into the day's top stories, engaging in light-hearted banter with their co-hosts, and managing interviews with guests. This requires a deep understanding of current affairs, a quick wit, and the ability to adapt to live television's unpredictable nature. The frequent hosting shakeups, while surprising, have not disrupted the show's core mission of delivering informative and engaging content to its audience. As the week continues, fans of BBC Breakfast can expect more changes in the presenter lineup. It is not uncommon for presenters to take time off or have their schedules adjusted, especially given the nature of live broadcasting. These changes are part of the behind-the-scenes workings that help maintain the smooth operation of the show, ensuring that it remains one of the most watched breakfast programs in the UK. With the new year underway, it's likely that there will be more adjustments in the presenter lineup as BBC Breakfast navigates through 2025. Whether it's Sally Nugent, John Kay, Nina Warhurst, or Roger Johnson leading the show, the program's commitment to delivering the latest news and stories will remain unchanged. Viewers can continue to rely on the show to provide them with a comprehensive look at the day's events, regardless of which familiar face is hosting. In the end, while the absence of regular presenters may have left some viewers questioning the shakeup, it's a testament to the professionalism of the BBC Breakfast team that the show continues to run smoothly. The ability to seamlessly transition between hosts, maintain the flow of the program, and keep the audience engaged is a hallmark of the show's success. With Nina Warhurst and Roger Johnson stepping in for Sally and John, BBC Breakfast was able to deliver another day of top-notch journalism and entertainment, ensuring that viewers woke up to the latest news, no matter who was on the red sofa.